Today we are working on lesson 23, and lesson 23 is about ratios. Now, ratios is a concept that you use actually quite often in life. Ratios actually is another way of writing a fraction. So, the textbook definition is ratio is a way to describe a relationship between numbers, but there are different ways. So we can describe the relationship of boys to girls in a class. We can describe the relationship of cars to motorcycles. And there's three ways to write ratios. So if I have the ratio 13 to 15, so let's say there's a class, and the class has 13 boys, and let's say it has 15 girls, okay? Now, we can write this ratio as 13 to 15 using the number 2. We can also write it as 13 colon 15. And we can also write it as a fraction, 13 to 15. So these are all the same. All the same, just three different ways of writing ratios, okay? Now, one of the things that we must always remember when we're writing ratios is order is definitely important. Okay? So order is important. So if I ask you what is the ratio of boys to girls, then it's these three ways right here. But if I ask you what is the ratio of girls to boys, then the ratio of girls to boys would be 15 to 13, or it can be 15 to 13 like that, or it can be 15 to 13. Okay, so remember, order is very, very important. And as you notice at the bottom of page 119, it tells you that you always want to reduce them. So make sure you reduce whenever we write those. And you have to reduce them in all three forms. So it doesn't mean that just because you only reduce it when you're using the fraction form, you want to reduce them in all three forms. Okay? And we definitely do not write them as mixed numbers. Okay? As mixed numbers. We definitely don't want to write ratios as mixed numbers. Okay? So, like for example, 15 to 13, we don't want to write that as 1 and 2/13. We want to keep it as 15 to 13. Very, very important. So, if we go along to page 120, they have a couple of examples of ratios. Ratios are very simple. So we simply want to look at the fact that it says a team lost 3 games and won 7 games. What is the ratio? What was the team's win-loss ratio? So if they won 7 games and they lost 3, then we want to make sure that we have a 7-to-3 ratio. Okay, it says, example 2 says, on a team of 28 players, there are 13 boys. What is the ratio of boys to girls on the team? So, well, the ratio of boys to girls would be 13 to 15. Ironically, I just used that example. Okay, and they used it as well. So, we'll look at the problem set. And once we look at the problem set, you'll be able to see how we can do some ratios. So, let's start with let's get a clean screen, and we don't want to save that just yet. So let's go with this. So practice set, and the practice set is just going to be very, very small. So A, ask what is the ratio of dogs to cats? Okay, so I've got to change it so that I can type. Okay, it's not doing that. All right, well, my toolbox is gone somehow. So file, open recent image, rotate window, my account. Okay, no, we won't worry about that. So what is the ratio of dogs to cats in a neighborhood that has 19 cats? And they have 12 dogs. Okay, so the ratio of dogs to cats is simply 12 to 19, or 12 to 19 this way, or 12 to 19. Notice 19 is a prime number, so we don't have to worry about reducing the number 19. So these are your three ways to write that ratio. Okay? Letter B says, what is the girl-boy ratio in a group of 30 children with 17 boys? So we have 30 children, but they only tell you that there are 17 boys. So if there are 17 boys, then in order to find out the number of girls, we have girls equals total minus boys. Okay? So if we have 30 minus 17, then that's going to give us 13 girls. Okay? So we have 13 girls, 17 boys. And they want to know the ratio of girls to boys. So girl-boy ratio is going to be 13 to 17, or 13 to 17, we say 2 still, or 13 to 17. Okay? So that's letter B. Now let's go ahead and come over here and let's make some space. We got to make some space. We're going to fit this C in here. Definitely got to fit it in there. And it says if the ratio of cars to trucks in the parking lot is 7 to 2, what is the ratio of trucks to cars in the parking lot? So if cars to trucks is 7 to 2, then if I want to find out trucks to cars, I'm just going to take those numbers right here. And remember, cars to trucks. So there's the cars is 7, the trucks is 2. So trucks to cars is going to be 2 to 7, or 2 to 7 this way, or 2 to 7. Okay? Now, for ratios, I'm going to put your problems up here. I'm going to put the problems up here, and I'm going to put them in a different color. So let's just go with, let's go with your favorite set. Okay? We want to look at number, well, actually, you know what? I'll send those to you personally. So once again, we are talking about ratios, and it's just a comparison of numbers. Signing off is the Young Guru.